Alright guys, this intro is gonna be a little weird. It's kind of all shaded out here. I've been driving for miles. The Sacramento River spans miles. Driving, trying to find a spot where I could fish. Finally pulled up to a spot that I can fish. So we're gonna get all set up. We're gonna do two things today. We're gonna be reviewing this bait sanctuary glide bait. Telling you guys what I feel about this. I'm also gonna be giving you guys a little update. My new combo I got. I realized I didn't talk too much about it in my last video. I have a Pen Battle 3, I believe 30-pound braid, and my rod that I got is a 2-piece Daiwa coastal surf rod. But it's just like a big fish rod. I'm gonna be targeting stripers out here today, so I'll get you guys hooked up and we'll get to fishing. All right guys, so I have a 2-ounce weight on a little slider so that it slides around. And I just took my chovy, chopped the head off. I saved it because some people don't use the head. I'm okay using the head, but for this time I'm not gonna use the head. And I just took the body and I chopped it in half and I just hooked it on here wherever I felt. And we're gonna cast this out wherever I think it's deepest. I think it's deepest out that way. And I'm just gonna cast it out. And let it sink down to the bottom. Oh, it's pretty deep out there. Well, that's a good sign. That was probably 15 feet, 20 feet. It's a good sign. Get my rod set down. And I got some bells that I'll actually put on it right now. So when I get a bite, I can hear it. So come on there and then we'll just wait. There's a little bit of current. I think a 2's fine, but I might have to switch it out for like a 4. But all right, let's talk about this bait sanctuary glide bait. This glide bait is a subsurface level glide bait, so that means it sinks. Sorry, there's somebody with a really loud motorcycle. So I was saying it was a subsurface level glide bait, so it sinks. And man, chill out with that loud motorcycle. It has great action. I don't know if you hold on. It has great action. I don't know if you guys can see pulling it through the water. It has great S-like action. And I'll get to fishing with it. I'm throwing it on a 7.3 medium heavy with straight braid. Whoa, that was all funky. And it sinks very, very slow because it's a sub-level or subsurface level glide bait, so you gotta really let it sink. But we don't want to get too close to the bottom because we don't want to get snagged. All right, I'll let you guys know when I think about this in a little bit. So just based on this little bit of fishing that I've done with it, like 2-3 minutes, just a few casts, I've noticed If you want to throw a bait like this, make sure you got yourself a heavy rod. This is a heavy fast action. I thought it was a medium heavy. It's a heavy fast action rod, Dobbins pull, but the bait, it is a little heavy for the rod. So if you're planning on getting a bait like this, I would recommend having probably just a heavy, not a heavy fast, because that'll give you that extra stiffness that you need. But yeah, that's what I've noticed so far. Over here, where it's a little brighter, hoping to be able to show you guys the action a little better. So I'm just kind of doing like a real, like a one crank with a little pause, like a little half crank, and then a pause, half crank, pause, half crank, pause, half crank, pause, half crank, pause. And it's doing that S action that you really want in a glide bait really nicely. This glide bait has really cool action. I can trying to demonstrate it as best I can for the camera. It's kind of hard. This glide bait just has really good action. I definitely like the action of this glide bait. It really looks like something that a fish would want to come play with. So far, I have very high hopes, because the action is insane. So I found the way I can get the best action out of this is you reel in the slack and you give it a, oops, that was bad. Let me try that again. So the easiest way that I found to get the best action is you reel in the slack a little bit, and then you give it a tug. And you reel in and you give it a tug. And you reel in and you give it a tug. And that'll kind of create that S pattern. You just boom, tug, and it'll also, when it does that, it'll also allow it to dive a little bit, and you'll get a little more depth out of your bait. I think it's pretty cool so far. Guys, I was reeling up my bait to put a bigger weight on it because I noticed it had moved a little bit from where I casted it, and I think it was the current, and either my bait came off when I was reeling it in or something took my bait. I'm gonna get re-rigged up and cast this back out there with a 4, and hopefully if that was a fish that stole my bait, we can catch him. Alright guys, I got my bait rigged back on here, this time with a 4. I want to be able to show you guys the total casting potential of this rod. It's a 4-ounce weight. I'm going to put in minimal effort, and it went 10, maybe 15 feet further than when I was using a 2-ounce. Moved further down the dock, and once again I want to be able to show you how easy it is to cast this rod. Very minimal to no effort. It goes out 150 feet. Very nice. That didn't sound good on that guy's boat. I'll get that bells hooked back up and hopefully we get a bite. I found that if you want this lure to stay deeper, you keep reeling with little pauses, like kind of like little hiccups. You kind of just reel a little bit, stop, reel. Kind of like like here, let me see if I can try and show you guys. So I don't really know how to describe it. Kind of just real. And you do like little 1 second pauses. So you do that, and if you watch my rod, if you do a little bump while you do it, it keeps this lure a little deeper, and it gives this lure great action. It is a forearm workout, pretty solid one. You can kind of feel the burn, but it gets this bait moving, and it gets it shooting down, and it gives it great action. So if you cast it out there and you let it sink, and then you do this down near the bottom, I bet you can get bit. Alright guys, I took off the bait sanctuary glide bait because I wasn't getting any bites. Don't worry, when I'm done with it, I'll try and bring it back later in the video. But I got swim bait, just a generic little paddle tail. You just reel it and let the paddle kick. If you guys don't know how it looks in the water, it's just a little kicking in the back. Imitate some sort of bait fish. So we'll see if I can get anything on that. Alright guys, I've been out here for hour and a half, maybe hour and a half, maybe hour 45, but I think it's like an hour and a half, and no bites. So we're gonna pack up our stuff, get in the car, and follow the river. The Sacramento River is known to have good fish, and I'm not finding them here, so we'll go find some. I'll see you guys at the next spot, probably on the Sacramento River. Otherwise, I have a spot back closer to my house that's a slough that branches off to the Sacramento that we might fish if we don't find a spot and get on any fish. Alright guys, we're at one of my favorite fishing spots because it's so close to my house. Out here there's stripers, there's largemouth, there's sunfish that are the sunfish are a lot easier to catch across the road, but I didn't bring anything for those, so we're not going to try and catch those. There's some crawdads, there's all kinds of stuff out here. There's catfish. Haven't caught a catfish out here in years, but there's catfish. So I'll get some trophy put on and toss it out there, and we'll get to fishing. I'm just gonna take this and just kind of cast it out towards the middle, way further than I thought it was gonna go. It shows you how effortless it is with this rod to be able to throw your bait or whatever you want to throw, your swim baits, your lures, just whatever you want to throw, massive distances. This rod makes it very effortless. I'll get some bells on here and we'll get to fishing with some lures. Alright, why not start with the swim bait? It's already tied on. Might as well. Then we'll switch it back up to the bait sanctuary or bait sanity lure that I got. I just snagged this huge stick and just janked it out of the water. Now I just saved myself about 20 bucks. I'll never lose another lure on that thing. You know, there wasn't any lures on it. I bet you I broke some lures off because of it. get back to fishing. I guess it's a perfect time to switch back to the bait sanity lure because I just broke off. So I'll get the bait sanity lure tied on and get to fishing it. Got the glide bait tied back on. There we go. I can't even begin to tell you guys how amazingly good action this has and how amazing I think this thing will do. When summer rolls around and it warms back up, you might see me throwing this thing all the time. I love the way this thing swims. I know I've shown it a bunch this video, but look at how awesome this thing swims. So you can do just a little flip, and you can see all this amazing action that this thing has. This thing has awesome action. I really recommend you guys pick one up. A bait sanity glide bait with a crawl color. Well, you don't have to get the crawl color. You can get any color you want. But I chose the crawl color. Hopefully I can get a fish on this. I just climbed through some bushes to get into the back part of this area. It's usually pretty shallow back in here, but I thought, hey, what could it hurt coming back here and giving the bait sanity as good of a test run as we can. Test it all over the place, see if we can't get any fish on it. And if I don't get fish on it, don't knock the lure. Don't say it's the lure. I'm not the most skilled fisherman. And right now, if you guys have been watching my videos, you guys know I have not been catching fish. So trying to figure it out. Alright guys, I never ended up filming an outro to the video, so I wanted to talk about this bait sanity lure one more time. This lure has great action, and I really like the vibrant colors, very bright, like the crawl color. There are multiple different colors. I'll actually link where I got it from down below, and a video on some guys who were out fishing it in the delta, and they had really good luck with these lures. I just wanted to make the outro and say like, comment, subscribe. In the comment section, put some lures you guys want me to try out, maybe test out, use. I need some new stuff, so just comment anything that you guys think I should try. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.